Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Thursday, the 27th of July. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. Overnight, the Fed delivered another 25 bips of rate hike, as widely expected by the markets, bringing the target range for the funds rate up to 5.25 to 5.5%. The forward rate guidance included in the post-meeting statement was also unchanged from June. It continues to read that additional policy firming may be appropriate, language that does not commit the Fed to any future move. Now, there were a few key moments in the post-meeting press conference. First of all, Fed Chair Jay Powell said he believed monetary policy is restrictive. Secondly, in terms of forward guidance, he kept it vague and made it clear that the Fed is not committed to any particular hike pace and that every future Fed meeting is live. In other words, depending upon the data, the Fed could hike or stand pat at any given meeting going forward, including that in September. And lastly, he pointed out that the Fed staff no longer forecast a US recession. So let's look at the implications here. The Fed's abandonment of direct forward guidance means that it is more important than ever for investors to get a sense of how the Fed views the current trends in economic data and how it would react to different scenarios. So this is putting extra importance into the key upcoming economic data. For example, the non-farm payroll on the 4th of August and the CPI on the 10th of August. In terms of acknowledging the fading probability in US recession, a part of that had already been priced into asset prices in terms of the strong performance of US equities and its outperformance versus bonds. Hence, overnight, the moves in S&P 500 was relatively muted. But looking beyond US assets, this FOMC seems to open an avenue for Chinese equities to catch up. Well, in yesterday's podcast, we talked about the supportive Politburo meeting, cheap valuation in MSCI China, the increasing volume of inflow into Chinese stocks lately, and the relatively calm geopolitical environment at this moment in time. And from this FOMC, we can add more quote-unquote ticks to the list above, which essentially are a calm US macro environment and potentially limited upside to the US dollar. That is all from me for today. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details on the latest market insights, subscribe to Standard Chartered Money Insights.